As we go into this meeting to conduct the business of the city of Greenwood, we ask you to be with each one of us as we debate and vote, and need to be with us as we think about what we're doing and all of the people for the betterment of the city of Greenwood. We ask in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Ables. In accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, Chapter 4, Title 30, Code of Laws of South Carolina, 1976, an agenda's been posted on the front door of City Hall, and notification of this meeting's been given to the news media. Do recognize that we have a quorum?
Yes, sir, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. All right, first up, we've got approval of the consent agenda. If anybody's read that, we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Bass, second by Ms. Hutto. Any further discussion regarding approval of the consent agenda? All right, all in favor of approval of the consent agenda? Ms. Bowles? Is Matthew on? Draper, do you see Matthew on there?
Don't know on my end. No idea.
All right. Well, that motion carries 5-0. Next up, we have a proposed executive session.
That's right. So this executive session is for discussion of matters related to the proposed location expansion or provision of services encouraging location or expansion of businesses in the area served by the public. This is known as Project Falcon, what we're going to be talking about tonight.
I'll make a motion to enter into executive session for the discussion of matters relating to the proposed location expansion or the provision of services encouraging location or expansion of businesses in the area served by the public. Project Falcon.
Second.
All right, and is that with potential action to be taken upon return, potentially, at least?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Bass, second by Ms. Hutto. Any further discussion about going into executive session? All right, all in favor of going into executive session to consider for the discussion of matters relating to the proposed location expansion or the provision of services encouraging location or expansion of businesses in the area served by the public with potential action upon return. Ms. Bowles?
Aye.
All right, thank you. That motion carries 5-0. We'll be back. Out of executive session and re-enter regular session.
Motion to exit executive session, enter into regular session, please.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bass, second by Mr. Dean. Any discussion about the motion? All right, all in favor of exiting executive session, returning to our regular business meeting? Ms. Bowles?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
That motion carries unanimously, 7 votes.
I need to make a motion.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we will engage King Kozleric Root Law LLC to provide development legal counsel for Project Falcon.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Bass, second by Ms. Hutto. Any further discussion about the motion? All right, all in favor of retention of the specified law firm for Project Falcon? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Bowles?
Yes.
That motion carries unanimously. All right, we've got some public hearings this evening.
We do. We have 2 of them tonight, Mr. Mayor. The first is a rezoning request. It's a request to amend the official zoning map by rezoning approximately quarter acre, a little bit less, of land located at 605 Calhoun Avenue from neighborhood commercial to office professional. And Carol's here, so I'll turn the floor over to her to present it to y'all.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So this is along Calhoun, near, you can see above is the green roof is the South State Bank. And there are a few houses there, some are businesses, some are residential. And they want to go from neighborhood commercial to office professional so that they can have residential in it. I think if you look in the zoning ordinance, the table says you can, I believe, but the text does not. So I think she just wants flexibility. We had one similar to this over by Lander on Durst not too long ago. So that was the easiest and best option for that. And staff recommended approval and planning commission supported it as well.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Coleman? Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Do I hear a motion with regard to ordinance number 24-006?
Mr. Mayor, it's a public hearing.
Excuse me,
Public
thank you.
hearing.
Is there anyone that wishes, I'm so glad to have so many people remind me. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in favor of proposed ordinance number 24-006? Let the record reflect there are none. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in opposition to proposed ordinance number 24-006? Let the record reflect there are none. All right, now. We'll entertain any motion.
Motion to approve ordinance number 24-006.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dean, second by Mr. Bass. Any further discussion regarding ordinance number 24-006? All right, all in favor of ordinance number 24-006? Ms. Bowles?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
Thank you. That motion carries unanimously. All right.
So next, we have a public hearing to consider annexing one parcel of land, which is about 7/10 of an acre, located by Heller Run. It's here in Brentwood Hills. It's this teeny piece of land right here that wasn't included in the original subdivision nor in the annexation when we brought in that phase 2 into the city. Honestly, she just wants to be able to pay one tax roll. Right now she's got 2 between the city and the county, And the only way to do that and allow her to combine the parcel like she wants to is to annex it into the city.
Understood. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in favor of proposed ordinance number 24-012? All right. Let the record reflect there are none. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in opposition to proposed ordinance number 24-012? Let the record reflect there are none. Do we hear a motion?
Motion to approve ordinance number 24-012.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Bass, second by Mr. Abels. Any further discussion regarding ordinance number 24-012? All right, all in favor of ordinance number 24-012? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Bowles?
Yes.
All right, that motion carries unanimously. And that leads us to recognizing our queen bee. Her shirt says so. Miss Ann Barclow, we'd love to hear from you. I know you gave everybody a pollinator lover's guide to Uptown. I've got a signed copy of this at my house.
It's a newer one.
Oh, it's updated. Well,
Yes, we update it every year. It's
All
our
right.
6th printing.
Where's our bee rings?
Well,
Yeah.
that was a problem. Yeah.
They're right.
Oh, he still has his. Mine's in my truck. I have mine in my.
Mine keeps me
center
calm when things get nervous up here.
Oh, good.
It
Yeah,
does.
it looks pretty worn. I should have brought some new
That is
ones.
fine, it's perfect.
Okay,
It's
great.
perfect.
Well, thank you. Happy Pollinator Week from Bee City USA Greenwood. And I'm going to start with a quote from E.O. Wilson that says, "You teach me, I forget. You show me, I remember. You involve me, I understand." So since becoming a Bee City USA 7 years ago, we have involved thousands of volunteers in helping in our gardens, and they have helped thousands of others. We have educated thousands of kids and adults and visitors on pollinators. This is done with talks at conventions throughout the state and local clubs, booths at the STEAM Festival, and other events and garden tours. We have been visited by conservation experts such as Xerces Society and NRCS because we provide a living classroom for them to teach from. Making It Grow and other media have covered our gardens along with countless articles in magazines and newspapers. We aren't just another pretty face in Greenwood with bright rows of colorful annuals. Our gardens have a deeper purpose. Our gardens provide food, shelter, and nesting opportunities for our songbirds. They provide pesticide-free plants such as milkweed, parsley, fennel, and passion vine for the caterpillar stages of butterflies. Mosquito prevention outreach teaches homeowners so they can take control of mosquito breeding on their property and reduce toxic sprays. The City of Greenwood has a horticulture YouTube channel to educate on mulching with leaves, mosquito prevention, and how to start your own pollinator garden. The Pollinator Lover's Guide to Uptown, available at the Art Center, is the story of how these gardens came about and how we care for them, and it's in its 6th printing. The speakers at our Garden Symposium Saturday were absolutely blown away by our gardens and our commitment to preserving nature. So a big thank you to the City Council, City Manager, and the Public Works and horticultural staff, the Mayor, Greenwood and Bloom, the Lakeland Master Gardeners, and city volunteers for supporting Bee City USA Greenwood. And we will be having a scavenger hunt this Thursday at the Uptown Market, so we'll
What
be.
time?
It's going to be at 10 o'clock. We'll meet at the Art Center, and then we'll walk over there, and they're going to have to scavenger hunt for 6 insects, and they'll learn about carpenter bees have a shiny hiney, and bumblebees have a furry bum, so that's how we're going to be approaching them. So that'll be Thursday at 10 o'clock. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and as always, you always educate us. I know all the stuff uptown, the back at the jury parking lot area, at the Uptown Market. Everything looks great, and the month of June is the time to showcase all the hard work that you do and the horticultural department does, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And I have a proclamation that I've got to read, of course, as well. This is a proclamation for National Pollinator Week. Whereas pollinator species, such as thousands of species of bees, are essential partners in producing much of our food supply. Come on, man. And whereas pollinator species provide significant environmental benefits that are necessary for maintaining healthy, diverse urban and suburban ecosystems. And whereas pollination plays a vital role for the trees and plants of our community, enhancing our quality of life and creating recreational and economic development opportunities. And whereas for decades, the city of Greenwood has managed urban landscapes and public lands that include many municipal parks and greenways, as well as wildlife habitats. And whereas the city of Greenwood provides recommendations to developers and residents regarding landscaping to promote wise conservation stewardship, including protection of pollinators and maintenance of their habitats in urban and suburban environments. Now therefore I, Brandon Smith, Mayor of the City of Greenwood, do hereby proclaim the week of June 17th through the 23rd, 2024 as National Pollinator Week, and as an affiliate of Bee City USA, I urge all citizens to recognize this observance. Thank you. Do an official signature. Sorry.
Thank you.
No picture. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Only got one somewhere right there. All right, what do we have next in new business?
All right, Mr. Mayor. So, first up, new business number 1 is a request from the community to authorize the city manager and city clerk to execute a quitclaim deed releasing all right, title, and interest, if any, to parcel ID 6856-385-349. That's Ross Sullivan Street. So it's this, let me get my laser pointer. It's this parcel right here. You can see it in the neighboring image here, circled in yellow. This parcel is really fairly small. It's, let's see if I've got the measurement here. It's a little bit less than an acre. What it was used for originally was a pump station, a sewer pump station, used by CDW and Metro in the past. They currently have no need of this any longer. They confirmed it's obsolete. It's out of commission. We have a gentleman in the community who's reached out through his real estate agent, wondering if the city, who owns this parcel, is willing to sell it to him. He owns the surrounding parcel, as well as this parcel up here. And he's also working with the county tax assessor to attempt to get control of this property. His idea is that he'd combine these 3 parcels into one, and then sell this lot, wholly put together, and this one, just put it on the market. He wants to combine them and put them for sale. If we were to transfer title to this gentleman, it would be by a quitclaim deed for nominal consideration.
Bless you. Bless you.
You mentioned it's less than an acre. I think the larger tract in which it sits landlocked is
Significantly larger, yes.
significant, but the actual tract that the pump tract is,
It's roughly 617 square feet.
okay.
So it's gotta be small.
Okay.
It's tiny.
Yeah, okay. I was just making
Can't
sure.
be used for anything.
Right.
It's true, it can't be used for
Other
anything,
than a
it's
pump.
teeny-tiny.
Yeah.
It's actually underneath some power lines, I believe, is it not?
Very close, if not, you can kind of see on GIS.
And will involve some nominal consideration, just so that there is some consideration there that checks the box.
It's recited in the agreement clause.
Gotcha. All right. Any other questions for Draper? Thank you. We'll entertain a motion for
Ms.
ordinance.
Bowles has a question.
Ms. Bowles?
Oh, sorry, Ms. Bowles.
Was there an offer made for the property?
If you're talking about a formal offer, it was really more of the real estate agent reaching out to see if we would be interested in selling this property to her client. There's been no formal offer made. No.
Okay,
Just the inquiry.
thank you.
All right, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Ms. Bowles, second by Mr. Dean. Any further discussion regarding ordinance number 24-013? All right, all in favor of ordinance number 24-013? Ms. Bowles?
Aye, yes, I think it was.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
All right, that motion carries unanimously. 7 votes, thank you. All right, what do we have next?
All right, for new business number 2, we have consideration of an appointment to fill a vacant position on the Accommodations Tax Committee. And before tonight is Ms. Salter. Ms. Salter is here. Ms. Salter has extensive experience in lodging industry. She worked for over a decade in Thailand with a couple of different hotels. She moved to Greenwood in 1994, where she's been working in the industry ever since, in Holiday Inn on Montague Avenue for several years, Fairfield Inn, Hampton Inn, and currently she's at the Comfort Inn and Suites. She's the director there. Is that correct? Sales. But she should be a great fit on the committee, and she'd be replacing Miss Griffith, who's stepping off. So if you have questions or like, Ms. Salter is here, so.
Thank you, Will. Enjoyed reading about your background. Anything you want to add about your willingness to serve?
Just want to see Greenwood grow and get better.
Great. Well, we appreciate your willingness. Thank you. And look, and assuming the vote goes your way, we look forward to your knowledge. All right, do we hear a motion?
Motion, okay, go ahead. Motion to appoint Nid Salter to fill the vacant position on the Accommodations Tax Committee.
Second.
A motion by Ms. Hutto, second by Mr. Bass. Any further discussion regarding the consideration? All right, all in favor of appointment of Nid Salter to fill the vacant position on the Accommodations Tax Committee? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Bowles?
Yes.
All right, that motion carries unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate your service. All right. What do we got up next?
All right, so for our final item of new business tonight, we need to discuss an addendum to an employer resolution that describes the participation of council members in the state insurance benefits program. Before we launch into that, Tripp, has there been any word from Eric?
No.
No. Okay. The reason I asked Tripp that question is because we need to request to amend the agenda. The safest way to address this, the proper way to address this, is to do it by ordinance. And so we'd request that we amend the agenda to consider this by ordinance tonight, using a first reading.
Okay.
This should be 24-014.
Tiffany, do you know which ordinance we'd be on, most likely?
I didn't assign it a number yet.
That sounds...
So it looks like we're on
Go ahead and explain what it is. Unless you look.
Okay, why don't we work out the nuances of that? Why don't I go ahead and explain?
Sure.
Sarah and I will explain it to you. So generally speaking, the PIBA Board of Directors recently voted to redefine their definition of employee for the purposes of the state insurance benefits program. What that means is city councils throughout the state, municipal county councils have to decide whether or not they want to elect to continue to participate if they already offer insurance to their council members or if they want to opt out of that. There are several important factors to consider, which I'm actually going to allow Sarah the opportunity to go through.
Okay. If you decide to make the change, first off, what would happen is you would, any council members that are currently enrolled with the PIBA health insurance, they would actually lose coverage. They would come off of the insurance completely. Also, if they make this change, whichever way you decide to stay or eliminate, then it's irrevocable. It's a done deal as long as the city stays on or stays with PIBA for health insurance. This does not affect any other employees with the city, so everybody else remains the same, from Public Works all the way from police to fire, any other employees of the city. This does not affect your participation in the retirement side of things. It's a totally separate piece of PIBA, and so if you're part of the retirement system, you stay part of the retirement system, whether you elect to remain with the insurance or not. And then the biggest, I think this is one for anybody that's currently on the insurance, if you decide that council is no longer considered an employee, then it is not considered a qualifying event, which would allow you to, if you have a qualifying event, it allows you to go on to COBRA, what's called COBRA insurance. And so they do not consider this a COBRA type qualifier, and so you would not be eligible to go on to COBRA. So basically your coverage would end. There's no bridge. COBRA is kind of considered a bridge for insurance when you're going from, say, one job to another job, and let's say you have a break-in service or break in insurance from one job to the next, you can do COBRA coverage with your current employer, and then that allows you kind of a bridge until you're eligible for insurance with a new employer. So in this instance here, that bridge does not exist.
Does it consider, is it considered a life, a change for other insurance companies, not COBRA? Because there are certain things you can't apply for unless it's open enrollment in certain things.
That, I would say probably not. I don't know. I would assume it would be considered, like you could go out to the,
Marketplace.
Marketplace, yes, sir, thank you, and apply that way.
I don't understand this at all, because we pay for our insurance if we elect for it. It didn't, we are employees, the first thing you do when you get on council is you go to HR and you fill out your paperwork. It doesn't make any sense to me at all why this is even a question, but they have their own board and that's what it is.
All we have to do is say that we want it to remain the same,
Yeah.
that we are
That
considered employees.
That is quite the incentive for future council members, for them to have this ability to be able to have access to health care. It didn't make any sense to me why we're even discussing it.
Just as a little
Other
bit-
than they've made us so.
Well, I think they forced the hand.
Yeah.
Just as a little bit of background, the reason this came up and the reason that PIBA has changed the definition of employee and is requesting that we fill out this addendum and submit it to them, we need to submit it either way, whether we elect to continue, whether we're going to drop out, is that apparently in talking with other municipalities around the state, smaller in particular, there are entities out there that are struggling or would be unable to pay their council members the insurance premiums that are required, and so they don't want to offer it. And so this is their solution of allowing any municipality in the state to opt out of doing that.
What does the redefining, what does it go from and to?
That's a good question. Have you looked at the language?
As far as the definition of employee for
Right.
council members, I don't think they did, is it in this ordinance?
Are they redefining, or are they just asking us to confirm what?
Confirm what we think.
Basically confirm, I think, our wording on what we consider an employee.
Okay.
Okay. So the.
Or we're changing what they've now defined an employee.
Are we employees of the city?
Just a word change?
We understand it,
Okay.
but it's an irrevocable choice
Right.
you're making right now.
Right.
So you would, bind future councils to this decision.
That's correct.
I think Ms. Bowles had a question.
My question was, this is just a word change, not not a premium change, not a change in cost, but just an interpretation as to whether we are an employee or not.
Correct.
Correct.
It's basically ratifying that we are choosing to define council members as employees for the city so they can receive, y'all can receive insurance benefits.
If we, I think it'd be a much bigger discussion if we currently did not take the position that we were employees, then I think you're talking about probably a longer executive session, and some other discussion, but considering the fact that we all do consider ourselves employees already, we're just confirming that.
Right. It'd be staying the course, is what
Right.
we do. And just a note, they do say that this has to be elected by June 1st.
July.
July
Sorry.
1st.
Thank you. July 1st. That date is a little flexible if they're willing. We did some conversations with PETA this morning. In order to take second readings, since that'll take time, there's an extension
Okay.
available.
So are we taking first reading tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would
Okay.
request to consider this as under ordinance, by ordinance.
By
yes.
ordinance? And do we have an ordinance number to,
It'll be ordinance number 24-014.
I got it.
you got it?
So just as a reminder, before we can vote on whether we want to move forward and maintain the insurance coverage, we need to vote on amending the agenda
Okay.
first,
Okay.
to have first reading.
Amend the agenda to make number 3 under new business, an ordinance.
Correct.
Consideration.
Okay. So I make the motion to change item 3 in the agenda from an amendment to an actual ordinance, ordinance number 24-014.
Second.
A motion by Ms. Bowles, second by Mr. Dean.
No,
Ms.
Ms. Hutto.
Oh, excuse me. A motion by Ms. Otto, second by Mr. Dean. Any further discussion regarding the motion to amend? All right, all in favor of the motion to amend the agenda? Ms. Bowles?
Is that to say that we are employees?
No, this is to.
This is just to amend the agenda to get to that vote.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
All right. That motion carries unanimously, so we've amended the agenda now. I think now's the time for a motion or discussion regarding the underlying
Ordinance.
request.
I'll be happy to make the motion.
Go right ahead.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 24-014, to make an addendum to the employer resolution for participation in the state insurance benefits program regarding municipality coverage, to consider council members, continue to consider council members as employees of Greenwood City.
Second.
That fine?
I have a motion by Mr. Bass, second by Ms. Hutto. Any further discussion regarding the motion? All right, all in favor of ordinance number 24-014, which confirms participation in state benefits for municipality council members?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller?
Yes.
That motion carries unanimously, 7 votes. All right, Draper, what you
All
got?
right, I don't have too much in the way of slides on this tonight. First up is litter pickup series. We're moving on to Ward 3 for Miss Bowles. Yeah, that'll be on Saturday, July 20th, at 9 a.m. Meet at the Brewer Community Center at 927 Cambridge Avenue East.
All right. Ms. Bowles, we're giving you more than a month to get all your fans in Ward 3 there. Would love a big turnout.
I hope so. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, and I think they would say likewise at theirs.
What's his name?
She wants us to go to hers, her.
I said drinks are on me.
Oh, okay. All right, that changes
Oh, you're
everything.
bad.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we had a good litter pickup this past weekend at Matthews Elementary. When Jim Martin is involved, you pick up a lot pretty fast, so we appreciate his efforts, and picked up, gosh, I want to say 6 to 10 bags. I'm not sure, but there was a lot going on in Greenwood on Saturday morning, the last 2 Saturdays, so that was good. Anything else you got?
Just a couple quick other updates. Commercial sanitation was handed over to Republic on the 1st of June. I think we mentioned that briefly in work session, but just wanted to mention it again, and that the transition has been very smooth with very few hiccups. So we're moving along with that.
I've passed along a few comments to our team, so.
Yep, and we're relaying those as they come in.
Gotcha.
So, but other than those couple things, we're good. A big plug for the Festival of Discovery, which we're only, let me get up here on this.
27 days away.
Actually, it's only 24 days away now,
Oh.
27 as of last Friday.
Oh, jeez.
So it's right around the corner. We are in need of some volunteers from council to participate as celebrity judges. So if any of y'all are interested, please let me know after the meeting. You can also talk to Gibson and Kelly. But that'll be on July 12th at 7 p.m. at the Art Center, is that right?
That's the Friday night.
Exactly.
Are you talking about the anything goes and that stuff?
Anything but.
Anything but the dessert stuff and all that?
Yeah.
And kids cute.
I tell you, we could sell tickets to be a judge for that.
Yep.
That is the best thing in the entire world.
You were right about
That
that.
is it.
We kind of do because that's part of the sponsorship packets, so if you sponsor, sort of
Matthew's
1250,
in.
you get tickets to that, so.
Right, Matthew, I'll put you down.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great for that.
I got you.
The desserts last year were fantastic.
They really are.
Okay.
It always falls on my anniversary weekend.
So if anybody else wants to participate, just let me know.
10th.
So continuing on, Lower Maxwell Alley, construction's going well and almost complete. They paved the road last Friday.
It looks great.
Watched them do that, watched them put up the dumpster enclosure out there last week as well, so we're almost done. Sossaman's done a wonderful job, we're very proud of the work they've done.
I think I asked this last time, but did that immediately resolve some of the drainage problems?
I haven't heard for certain, but it appears so. We haven't heard any complaints of flooding or anything since
Okay.
that's been under construction, so it looks like we're there.
All right.
Okay. Waller Avenue streetscape, this project is currently in the process of being put out for bid. It was supposed to go out today, but there were some questions the COG had about the bid packet documents, so that it's not quite fully posted yet. Hope to have that finished tomorrow. With the rest of the schedule, bids will be open on July 18th, so just after the Festival of Discovery, and we'll move forward from there with construction on Waller Avenue. As for the comp plan and the future land use map update, Tripp and Bob were here on June 3rd and 4th. They reviewed our land use maps, our comp plan, got some drafts done, changing those up, updating those documents for us. We're currently in the process of reviewing them, and hope to they should be considered at the July 22nd Planning Commission meeting. And we plan to bring them to you for first reading on August 19th.
Okay.
So,
Which would be, when does the moratorium technically end?
September 3rd, so there'll probably have to be special reading, a special call meeting to have second reading before then, but we're confident we can get there before.
But I mean, the moratorium, it will expire after 120
It's good for the
days.
25th, is that the plan? Okay, so it'd be August 25th would be that second reading.
No, I'm saying, June 25th is the planning commission.
Not the 22nd.
Oh, no, July, we said July 22nd, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But the moratorium, automatically ends after 120 days from, what, April
Uh-huh,
or May?
It was
It was May.
It was
So
May.
it'll be September.
yeah.
It'll be September 3rd.
September, yeah.
Yeah, I think it runs out September 3rd.
So it runs out, what you're talking about is if we choose to rescind it sooner?
So if you choose to rescind it sooner, that would probably have to be incorporated into the language at second reading, but it's going to be
It's close.
so close to
So
September 3rd.
close.
It's going to have to be a special called meeting that,
Okay.
yeah. And then, last update before some reminders is that we received our CTC paving allocation. We were awarded $465,000 for next year. So,
I know, I've seen the list of very worthy streets. How does that amount compare to previous, the previous
it's less
year?
than last year by a good bit, but it's on target with what we've received in previous years. It's about the same.
I think part of the entire county's, our entire Greenwood County's allocation required some bridge work as well that was urgent.
Yes.
And so, but keep in mind also that CTC money last year included some one-time dollars too, right?
That's right.
So we're going back to what is normal, probably plus a little bit more, right? That's the way I read it.
That's correct.
Okay.
So, all right. That's it for my updates. For reminders, there's no work session in July scheduled due to the Festival of Discovery. Thank you, council, for allowing that.
Yeah.
As we prepare for the Festival of Discovery, we will need to have a special called meeting to resolve this ordinance about PIVA. So I don't know if that will take place, the work session or whatnot. We'll need to talk to Julie about scheduling that. But at the very least, it'll be at least a week from now at the earliest. As I said, we're only 24 days out from Festival of Discovery, so have your sunscreen and hankies ready, wipe the sweat away. Our next regular council meeting will be on July 22nd. And election filing dates are coming up. They're August 1st through the 15th, with the deadline at noon on August 15th. So wards 1, 3, and 5 are up for re-election.
Just, I don't mean to jump back, but just looking at that CTC paving allocation, Ware Shoals received $250,000. Was that some special one-time thing for them? Do we know?
I'd have to look at the breakdown. I don't know.
I'm just,
I think it is.
okay.
I know they had some specific items in their request, but I don't know the specific details.
I don't ever want to go tit for tat, but I just, looking at pro rata between City of Greenwood and Ware Shoals, that seems like an extremely large amount for them.
We can get you those specifics, Mr.
I think a lot of times, Mayor, they get left off of that list. So they're probably playing a little bit of catch up.
I'm sure they are, yeah. And I don't want to rain on their parade. All right, anything to report from Ward 6? We'll start.
Just need to try to stay up with the cleaning up.
Yeah. Mr. Miller, anything, are you a few hours ahead?
It's It's midnight. where
It's
he is.
midnight, he's in bed.
All right, well, we won't keep you long. Anything you wanted to share with us? Thank you, well, safe travels. Anything from Ward 4?
Commending Draper. Draper, I think this is your first solo flight.
Completed that.
Great job.
Well done. This is, I just assumed you were controlling this like a champ. I just
No,
assumed
very
this
prepared,
was,
and we very much appreciate you. Did a great
this
job.
was not your first one. Ms. Bowles, anything you want to report from Ward 3?
Not at this time, just looking forward to all of you coming out on July 20th.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Matt, now, bring me a birthday cake when we're out there.
Is it your birthday?
I said I want my birthday cake that day. That's my birthday.
Oh, that's your birthday?
Happy birthday.
What flavor do you like? You like chocolate now?
She's butter.
Chocolate, yeah. Chocolate's good. Anything? Thank you. Anything from Ward 2?
I was pretty good. Just a little bit about trash being picked up. The
Commercial or
yard,
Yard.
yeah,
yard waste?
yard debris.
Same with mine,
Same,
yeah. It's the
same
thing.
suspects?
Well, no, it's
Well-
just in general, there's a lot of yard debris.
Oh, I'm trying to go with 3 2. I got
Vicious.
you. I got you. We relayed all those to Eric. All right. Well, I know our team's responsive, and they'll get on that. Anything from Ward 1 to report?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well,
The same as Mr. Dean.
yeah. Well, we are deep into festival season. Really, last couple, the first weekend in June is always one of my favorite. I think all the hard work from a lot of folks here in this room, Kelly, Gibson, Austin, I'm gonna give you a pat on the back too, but everybody's done a great job. I mean, it is, you just forget how much work goes into the month-long Festival of Flowers celebration, and then how much goes into it next month at the Festival of Discovery. Really looking forward to the headline blues act we're going to have this year. With we're going to have after the award ceremony, we're going to have a local blues act in Crawfish. That's Keller, Ronnie, Ashby, and Will Fish, and then we're going to have Jimmy Hall from Wet Willie as our headliner Saturday night. So we're going to keep the party rolling. We're also excited to have this year, hopefully about 8 to 10 blues musicians collaborate with the local musicians that are upstairs at the local Focal. So Gary Irwin is working on those partnerships right now, and really excited to see, hopefully that'll take off and become a tradition. So, but I'll volunteer as a judge as well. So.
I did see quite an uptick, I think, this year on people, actual people for the main weekend. And there was, the head count was higher than I have seen it in the past couple of years.
The weather couldn't have worked out better.
And the weather was perfect. Now, whether that will continue through the month with the other events that are scheduled, I don't know. But for festival weekend, I thought the numbers looked good. They were strong.
Well, even second weekend, I thought looked strong too. A lot of events going on. So.
We had a lot of people in town for the the Greenwood Abbeville Little League hosted the state tournament here in town. And there have been people here all weekend long. They're still here tonight. They have a championship game at Lander right now. And I think that's Northwood and a team from Columbia, I believe. Trailham, maybe.
Is that
So,
AU?
it's Coach's Pitch.
Yeah.
And the other one's in Lawrence, but a lot of the folks have been coming here and staying here, so we're really glad they're here as well.
That's great. All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Nah. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Bass, second by Ms. Otto. Any further discussion regarding the motion to adjourn? All in favor of adjournment? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Bowles? All right, get you some sleep, Matthew. We are adjourned.